Hey guys, this is Dreth with Serpnet.io. This is just a quick video to show you how to set up serial connections in mRemoteNG. So if you don't know what mRemoteNG is, it's this utility right here. You can download it from mRemoteNG.org. That link will be in the description. It handles multiple connections for things like RDP, VNC, SSH, Telnet. And one thing that it doesn't handle inherently is serial connections. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up what's called an external app, and we're going to call it from the connection manager. So when you go to create a new connection on the connection manager, you are prompted with a protocol dropdown list. And in this protocol dropdown, you can see that serial connection is not an option, but there is an option called ext.app. And that's the option we're going to be using. But first we need to create the external app for the purpose of a serial connection. Now, mRemoteNG's documentation is very helpful in this regard because they actually have common external tool configurations, and the link to this page will also be in the description. So if you scroll through this, you can see that it tells you how to set up external tools for things like ping, traceroute, WinSCP, different browsers, VNC viewers, Nmap, and the one we're looking for, which is COM serial port. You can see that it tells you which arguments you need to put in or which boxes you need to fill. And so we'll go ahead and create that external tool. So I'm actually already on the external tool window, but if you just come up here, you go to external tools, it'll bring you to this window. So go ahead and click new and name it whatever you want. I'm going to name mine putty whatever. And for the file name, this will actually be the file you're calling, so the executable. We are going to use PuttyNG's own putty because when you download this utility, it downloads a version of putty that it uses. And so we're just going to go ahead and use that putty. Your working directory, if you did the default installation, it should be the same as mine, which you can see is C program files, x86, mRemoteNG. And the next thing to supply is the arguments. And so what we're doing is we're basically calling this executable from the command line. And so what putty does allow for is for you to call the executable from the command line and specify the type of connection you want to do. So they allow things like SSH, Telnet, rlogin, raw, but they also allow serial connections through the command line. And it's just -serial and then the COM port you want to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to do -serial. We're going to do COM, and this part we're actually going to supply a variable of sorts. And so this is just telling the program, like, this value is stored somewhere else. I need you to get that information from somewhere else. So with all that done, let's go ahead and create a new connection. We actually already have one, so let's just name this. Okay. And then we want to select the protocol. We want to select external app. And then under the external tool, we're going to select putty whatever, which is our new external tool we just created. And then port, this is where it's getting the other value from. So like if you want to connect to COM4, you put 4. If you want 5, you put 5. And then there it is. So this will actually connect us to COM4. And something I want to point out is that we did not check this try to integrate button. And I just want to show you what it's going to do. So it actually opens up another window, another putty window, and it doesn't put it into our connection manager. And so you can see it works as expected, but let's put it into the connection manager. We'll just hit this try to integrate button, come back over here. There. Now you can see that we're actually integrated into our connection manager. And that way, when we open up other connections, they'll be alongside each other. So that's why you use a connection manager, is just to put all of your console windows in one place in a tabbed environment. And so we're going to try to integrate that. Anyway, that's all there is to it. Like I said, if you want to try creating your own other external tools like a PowerShell or Ultra VNC or ZenMap, you can take a look at the configuration file and follow their recommended settings for whatever you're trying to do. Just know that not everything's going to integrate, but you'll still be able to launch it from one location, which is still not a bad way to do things. Anyway, this has been Dreth with Serpnet. Let me know what your favorite connection manager is. Mine is not actually mRemoteNG, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. And if you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and until the next random how-to.